Alright, today I'm going to read some Reddit stories. Hello, my name is C, and let's just get right into this. Am I the asshole for not letting my partner's family use the Airbnb we booked for our upcoming vacation for free? So, for context and to make a very long story short, my 19F and my boyfriend 20M are going on vacation with his family in 3 days. His family decided they wanted to go camping at the beach. I'm autistic, so that was a massive hell no from me. My boyfriend and I agreed that we get an Airbnb, and if anybody else wanted to join, we'd welcome them to do so. We ended up booking with his sister, and we've already run into a world of problems. I've made a post about this before, so I can link that if necessary. I thought that we had gotten everything sorted out, but his mom has stated that we should allow the family to come and go in the Airbnb as they please, and furthermore to allow them to use the kitchen and dining room space for meals. Everyone has known about this Airbnb since November of last year. We ended up having issues with his sister not paying for the Airbnb when she originally stated she would. She also tried to bail on us about 2 weeks ago, leaving us completely unable to book the Airbnb without her, and unable to find a new Airbnb because she still had our money. That broke my trust with her, and so I made it clear that I would like the Airbnb put into our name, so we know that it's paid for and can't be canceled the day before. We ended up coming with the compromise that his mother would book it. His sister and mom didn't want to transfer the booking to us because they thought we would use it to hold power over the situation. Now, whenever we try and reason with his mom about how it's not our responsibility to make sure the whole family is accommodated, she brings up that the Airbnb is her name, so it really doesn't matter anyway. I just personally think it's ridiculous that they would assume they get to use the Airbnb free of charge when they've known about us getting one since the beginning. They knew that they chose car camping over this. My partner also has more than 6 people in his immediate family, so aside from literally everything else, they also wouldn't all be allowed into the Airbnb at once. The Airbnb host has it set for only 6 guests to be allowed at once, and there are no events. His mother says it's only for guests spending the night, but I disagree. I'm really frustrated that his mom assumed we would use having the booking in our name as a way to hold power over the situation when she's doing exactly that now. In my opinion, it's not my fault that they decided not to book an Airbnb. Therefore, it's not my responsibility to try and accommodate them now. I understand that it's his family, but I think it's ridiculous that they're trying to leech off of an accommodation that was known well in advance and no one made it a point to join in. Why should we let them use it? Am I being an asshole for setting my foot down on this? Would we be an asshole if we decided not to go at all? Edit. I know this hasn't been up long, but I want to thank everyone for their feedback and advice. I was genuinely starting to feel crazy. No, you're not the asshole and you don't have to go if you don't want to. This one is in r/relationship advice. My 27F BF 24M blocked me for renewing my lease. What can I do to make things up to him? I am hurt and betrayed. My boyfriend is a great person and we've been together for 3 years. My boyfriend is very frugal and I would too frugal. He graduated with a degree in computer science and has been making decent money since he graduated. When he graduated, he used the FHA loan for a humble but small townhome. I'm someone who differs in that I like the luxury. Last year, I got a nice high-rise apartment in a major metropolitan area and signed a 14-month lease. With that, my rent was $4,100 a month. Eventually, with other bills, I was not able to afford it. My boyfriend's mortgage is really cheap because his place is extremely cheap. Mind you, his townhouse is only a 2-bedroom. My apartment is only a 1-bedroom, but that's what you expect. You're paying for the view. It's near the top. the concierge, and the luxury experience. My boyfriend and I had a talk because I needed his help. He would cover half my rent, and then I would either move in with him or get a cheaper apartment. I could even stay in the same apartment and switch to a cheaper one. I would have tried to move in with him, but not at his place. He agreed that he could move, but we still couldn't find a place that works for both of us because he's so cheap. Anyway, I realized that him and I will be getting married soon, so it's better to renew my lease and enjoy the high rise, nice luxury for one more year. I was dreading on telling him, but last night I told him. He was pissed. He said, "So you just expect me to pay half your rent again?" I told him, "Well, obviously." He said, "Have you considered I like nice things too, but it's hard to do that when I'm sending you $2,500 a month?" He said I would work with you if you were just bad at managing your personal finances and try to teach you. But he told me it's worse than that and that I'm selfish and trying to take advantage of him. I was angry at him accusing me of just trying to take advantage of him. That's not true at all. I love him, and the fact that he said that hurt. He just hung up and blocked me everywhere. I'm going to head to his townhouse today to talk about this. Any suggestions? Edit. I'm taking accountability and going to cancel the lease. Am I the asshole for calling out my girlfriend over her cat obsession? I'm not kidding. My 36M girlfriend, 35F, is obsessed with her cat. 10M if you're interested. Dating for 3 years, living together for two. Since the pandemic, I've been home a lot more and have realized just how cat crazed my girlfriend really is. They do everything together. She doesn't need an alarm because he wakes her up at 7:30 every day by sitting on her chest and gently nudging her face with his nose. He eats his breakfast while she eats hers. If we're watching TV, he's in her lap. If she's working at her desk, he's in her chair with her or chilling nearby. If he acts even a little weird, like hiding in the closet, which I guess he normally doesn't do, she's on the phone to the vet. This really just sounds like me with my cat. She even takes him for walks with a little harness that I used to think was kind of cute. Until I realized it just meant her obsession would not be limited to inside the house. Don't get me wrong, I like the cat. He's a chill cat, doesn't mess stuff up around the house, very friendly and clean, but sometimes I would like to have my girlfriend to myself. I've tried closing the bedroom door at night, but the little Houdini got in somehow, and I woke up to him smiling at me smugly from atop my girlfriend's chest. Anytime I mention toning it down with the cat, she gets all hurt and makes excuses like how she's had him since he was a kitten and they've been through a lot together. She's even gone as far to say he was her lifeline during a period of major depression in her late 20s. Every time I back down and say, "Okay, I get it. He's family." The final straw came when we were talking about relocating together to another country. She wants to limit our search to countries that don't make pets fly under the plane, ruling out a ton of good countries. I finally stood up to her, told her pets fly under planes all the time and it's perfectly safe. Told her she was limiting our options for her own anxiety, not the cat's safety. He wouldn't be any safer purring at her feet while she pet him the entire flight. She tried to argue that he's a senior pet, but I didn't back down. WTF, he's 10? I showed her tons of airline literature about pet safe flying programs and whatnot. She tried to argue that physical safety isn't the same as psychological safety, and that she thinks it'd be too traumatizing for the cat to go under the plane. Here's where I might be the asshole. I gave her a list of all my top countries, all of which would require the cat to go under the plane. I told her that I wanted a future with her, but that I thought she needed to get serious help for her obsession with her cat, and to let me know when/if she decided to get that help so we can move forward with our lives. The ball's in her court. I've been staying with a buddy, but it's been about a week and she hasn't called, so I'm starting to wonder if I should have helped her find a therapist before I left. TLDR, gave my girlfriend an ultimatum about her cat obsession. Now I'm worried there's something more I should have done. Edit slash update. I get it. I'm the asshole. The hugest fucking A you have ever seen, and possibly some kind of deviant. 10 is a senior cat. It's not perfectly safe for pets to fly under planes, and my girlfriend is not crazy for loving her cat. I called her this morning and apologized. She says she needs time to think. At a kind person's suggestion, I sent her a link to this for my public shaming, and I'm now gonna go hide under the bed and hope she notices my strange behavior and cares enough to call the vet on me. Final update. Jesus, fuck you guys. She dumped me, okay? Are you happy now? Am I the asshole for feeding my mother in law's dog eggs before bed? I'm the asshole and I am at peace with that, truthfully. It is bringing me joy to be the asshole when I have been labeled the asshole so many times before. My mother in law moved in with my husband and I over a decade ago. It was supposed to be temporary, but life happened, and I'm pretty sure she will live in my house until she dies. It wasn't all bad, but the awful moments just keep rolling in and have outweighed the good exponentially at this point. Our relationship is pretty much done, and most days we don't acknowledge each other. She had always been a difficult woman, nosy, unregulated, entitled, instigator, and always the victim to live with. But I love my husband, and it's important to meet him that she isn't homeless. For context, no one else in their family will take her, so if we don't house her, no one will. Recently, I discovered her dog loves a deviled egg. This dog is so excited every time an egg is anywhere near her, and even more excited when it's been deviled. These delicious morsels also give her the most horrendous egg farts, like like clear the whole house out farts, not just the room. We always do a little basic training before bed, and lately I've been sneaking a small egg or two into the high value treats her dog gets. Honestly, this has been some of the best and most attentive trainings her dog has ever participated in. The progress we are making is amazing. And then she goes to bed in my mother in law's room with the door closed. Mornings lately are filled with mother in law's complaints about her dog's farts making her gag all night. Before good morning is said, there is usually a string of complaints about the smell in her room and how she just can't stand it anymore. As a result, we've changed up the kibble brand, regular treats, probiotics, and pretty much everything else in an effort to stop the farts, except the eggs. That's never stopping, and I don't feel bad about it. The dog is happy and paying attention to bedtime training. I am finding comfort in the fact that mother in law is suffering through the smells. I'd ask if I'm the asshole, but I don't care. This was posted in r/confessions. I've been keeping notes on my boyfriend's coffee order for almost a year and he has no idea. My boyfriend orders differently at every cafe we go to. Not like dramatically differently, but enough that I started noticing a pattern. At the place near our flat, it's always an oat flat white, one sugar. At the one by his office, he gets an Americano and asks for cold oat milk on the side because he says they overheat it otherwise. There's a place we go to on weekends where he just gets a black filter coffee because he doesn't trust their milk. His words. I started writing it down after I surprised him with the wrong drink once, and he tried really hard not to look disappointed and failed. Just little notes on my phone after we've been somewhere. Nothing organized, just enough that I wouldn't forget. At some point, I started getting there early sometimes and having his drink waiting. He got weirdly emotional about it the first few times, kept saying things like, "How do you always just know?" I didn't correct him. He told his sister last month that I have an incredible memory for small details and that it makes him feel really seen. She asked me about it later, and I said I just pay attention to him, which is technically true. I have a notes folder with 11 entries in it. The oldest one is from last October. I don't think I'll ever tell him. To be loved is to be seen. That is so wholesome. To be loved is to be seen. That is so cute. Am I the asshole for hanging out with someone my friend does not like? Throw away, as friends know my main account. I, 22F, am friends with two people. Let's call them Amy, 22F, and Bob, 22M. Bob and Amy do not like each other at all, but they are both my friends. We are all students and attend the same college. A few months back, Bob told Amy that he couldn't be Amy's friend anymore because she is racist. For context, Amy is Indian American and Bob is a Chinese international student. The reason Bob called Amy racist is because she had a crush on a white man and that he felt emasculated, and Amy was out to get Chinese internationals like him by having a crush on a white man. It made him feel like his kind is unwelcome in this country. I heard both Amy and Bob's side of the story. Amy was fuming, but she told Bob that she is sorry he felt that way and that she in no way wanted him to feel this way, and she promised him she didn't hate him for his ethnic background. According to her, Bob would not listen to her apology and kept calling her racist. To which, in response, she finally erupted and told Bob to never speak with her or look in her direction again, and she would report him for harassment. She was crying afterwards to me and said that she would never want someone to feel uncomfortable in her life. But to be honest, I thought her words were a bit harsh. Also, to be honest, Bob is a bit silly. In my opinion, he just doesn't think before he speaks. He says funny stuff like this all the time, but he usually makes people laugh with his words. He did go a bit extreme here, but I was talking to him afterwards and he said that he was trying to help her by finding her a good white man like she wanted. Amy was furious when I told her this, though. She said that she does not have any racial preferences when it comes to dating and that she did not have a crush on this guy because he's white, but rather because she thought he was cute, kind, and caring. Still, though, I think her anger was a bit misdirected at Bob. Also, I have a white boyfriend too, and Bob doesn't treat me like that. For context, I am Chinese American. Anyway, that was a few months ago. Recently, Bob reached out to me and asked if I wanted to go watch a horse race with him. Bob is still my friend, so I decided to go with him. I am in a group chat with Amy and a few other friends, so I decided to send a picture of a horse to them. Amy responded, OMG, haha, where are you? I let Amy know exactly this. I know she didn't really like him, but I was with Bob at a horse racing game. Usually, Amy responds within a few hours. However, this morning I got a message from her over 12 hours later telling me that I am entitled to have my own friends. And she's not here to control my friendships in any way, but she would prefer if I not bring up Bob. She said Bob really hurt her and made her think poorly of herself, and she would rather we not discuss him. To be honest, I think she is being controlling by telling us not to discuss him, and once again, her anger is misdirected. Am I the asshole? Yeah, I personally believe you are the asshole because you are taking Bob's crazy side over Amy's. I don't even know what Bob is trying to achieve here at all. Am I the asshole for not defending my wife when her sister called her fat? My sister, 27F, was visiting my wife, 32F, and me, 33M, the other day. An important thing to note about my sister is that she has a child with her now 5M with her now ex-boyfriend, 27M. When my sister found out she was pregnant, she told her then boyfriend that she was pregnant. He wanted to marry her in a shotgun wedding of sorts, but my sister said no. The only information she offered up was that there is no way they would be compatible in the long term. And I don't think it's any of my business to probe or question her about it. Soon after, my sister and her boyfriend broke up, but they established a healthy co-parenting relationship. And both now have 50-50 custody with stable, well-paying jobs and live close by to each other. My wife strongly thinks that my sister should have gotten married and hates that my sister refers to her ex-boyfriend as her baby daddy. I don't think my sister really cares that she had a child out of wedlock, but every time my wife meets my sister, She brings up the fact that she should try to get her boyfriend back and ask him to propose again, and asks why she does not want to marry him, especially since my sister has been single these past 5 years. Maybe she just wants to be single. It has gotten to the point that she has told me privately that she is fed up with this and has asked me to speak to my wife about this, which I have. The other day, my sister visited my wife and I at our house. We were having a normal conversation, and my sister was talking about her son entering kindergarten and all the ways she was preparing for him. The convo seemed pretty mundane until my wife once again brought up that my sister should try to get married at the courthouse with her ex-boyfriend, and that the other parents would view her as immature and would think of her child as illegitimate if she didn't. Before I could even jump in and say anything to diffuse the situation, my sister was raging and said that my wife should worry about her fat self in losing 100 pounds before worrying about her child, and that a ring can't hide her triple chin, and to worry less about her going to the courthouse and more about the gym. My wife has always been on the bigger side, and I absolutely love and adore her, but it's one of her biggest insecurities. She ended up sobbing while my sister grabbed her things and left. This whole argument took around 2 minutes, and I froze up and didn't really know what to do. After my sister left, my wife asked why I didn't say anything to defend her to my sister. I was honest and said I thought that she was wrong for calling my sister immature and her child illegitimate. While I acknowledged it was wrong for my sister to make the comments she did, I don't think they were completely unprovoked. My wife is now giving me the silent treatment, so, Reddit, am I the asshole?